I'm ready.
Okay, since many of you do not have the actual visual field machine, which is a device where you rest your eyes, your nose goes in an open slot, so you have a fixed distance to the visual field machine. This is a temporary way that you can do the visual acuity, a visual color, without using the machine. It works very well because when my wife and I were traveling to different locations across the country, doing the color field, this is exactly what we used. So just use a basic computer, and the edge of the computer right here, draw an imaginary line. This is where you want the eye to be when you're measuring. So first what you do is you want to get the eye situated, have an occluder, always start with the right eye, and you want to mark slightly off center towards the right. Draw a cross. This is a fixation cross. You want to put the patient's name here, EK, the date, June 1, and the eye, right eye. It's important before you begin to do this test is to give the patient adequate instructions. You tell them, I'm going to be measuring your peripheral vision or side vision. It's important when I do this test that you fixate on a cross, the center of the cross that I'm going to have on this paper. First, we're going to measure your ability to perceive motion. I'm going to move an object from the periphery, and you tell me when you see it wiggle. So right now, wiggle, I see it wiggle. I really don't know what it is, but I'm seeing it wiggle. Next, we're going to do color perception. And we have 3 different colors. We have red, green, and blue. And you want to do the colors in that order, red, green, and blue. We start with red. Now, as I'm fixating straight ahead, I can see something moving out here, but I'm not really sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's red or crayon, but I know it's moving. All of a sudden, you'll come to a point, right there, red pops into the vision. So you tell them, whenever the color pops into your visual field, I want you to say red. And you're going to do that with green, and you're going to do it with blue. Okay, so let's begin. Now I'm doing this on myself, which makes it a little bit difficult, but I'll try to do the best I can. So I'm here, and you can see, does my eye look like it's right at the edge of the computer? I want to make sure the eye, you don't want to do it here, or you don't want to do it here. Right at the edge of the computer. Draw a line from your eye dot. I'm looking at the center. Okay, self, tell me when you see it wiggle. Wiggle. You do 8 points. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Then you do it over here. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Then you connect these dots. Okay. Now it's important that you don't move it in like this when you're doing the wiggle. You want to hold it as close as possible to the paper when you're wiggling. All right? Then when you're done with that, you tell them we're going to do the color red. And you can see these crayons. These are Crayola crayons and are designed black and red at the tip. So when you move it in, you have the color to mark. So we're going to do the right eye. And I move this in. You want to move it in at a nice constant rate. Red, 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 red. Then you circle this. This is the red. Okay. Next color you do is green. Once again, you want to hold it close to the paper. And sometimes you may want to alter, don't do the same pattern, change a little bit. Make sure their eye is close to the edge. Tell me when you see green. Green. And it's funny, I see it right here. I know it's a crayon. I can't tell the color. Wow, green pops in. Green. You may want to try this with your own eye. I know something's moving down below. Ah, green. It's kind of strange. Green. And you do it over here. Green, green, green. 8 points, circle. Once again, keep it close to the paper, don't move it like this. And last we do blue. And you want to make sure that you have maybe about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. I mean, you don't want to have a big inch like this, just like this is fine. So now we're going to do blue. I'm looking at the center. I see a crayon moving in. Ah, I can tell it's blue. I can tell it's blue. Blue. So it's important to educate the patient so you're not picking out movement. It's when the color pops in. Blue. 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 Then you circle this. Okay, so we're done with the right eye. Then we take this piece of paper, turn it over, and we're going to mark left eye. And this time we put the cross a little bit to the left. And then we repeat the procedure, have them cover. Have them cover, so it's the left eye. Now, it's a lot easier when you're using the visual field device, because the visual field device has a spot where you're blocking the eye. This, they have to hold this. This test should not be done with glasses. This test is done without glasses, because your glasses don't measure your peripheral vision. Glasses are for central, measuring your peripheral vision. So this is a nice way to do a good color visual field without the machine. But you'll find when you have the machine, the test is going to be much easier for you.
Okay, that's it.